virtually almost all these symptoms, cold, headache, fever, fatigue, these shortness of breath, everything. Hey guys, welcome back to Chilo Talks. It's pretty late here. I just finished shooting a video, a collaboration with Serial Thinking and Care about the. I hope I know by now it should be up about studying in the US. He's a PhD scholar, so I decided now that I have the strength and energy, let me just shoot this particular video. And from the title, you can see I'll be talking about coronavirus chronicles. Guys, it's like the whole world has just been we've all been going through a lot, and we cannot deny it. When this whole thing started, it kind of started off like first, sorry. Hello guys, welcome back to Chilo Talks. My name is Chioma. I'm a Nigerian currently living and studying in Japan. Yeah, in my channel I talk about my life as a foreign student in Japan, the ups and downs, and just generally scholarships and all those kind of things. So feel free to check my content, and please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, now back to coronavirus. So guys, when this coronavirus thing started, right, it felt like it was about time the world needed that break. The whole world was on fast pace mood. Here in Japan, there was so much hype about the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and I was all pumped up to watch it, right? There was so much going on in the world, there was this, there was that, and so it just felt like the world was placed on pause. Just, oh yeah, everybody, chill, just farabale for now, rest. So it was interesting that first time. I was happy. I was happy to rest. I was happy to just stay indoors, stay at home and just rest and all those things. But days turned into weeks turned into months turned into where we are now, right? Today is August 27th, and the world is still going through, should we relax border, should we not relax border, should we do this, should we not do that, and all those kind of things. And it's a whole lot. Now, I want to talk about three phases that we all went through. The first phase, guys, is denial. Oh my god, so many of us were denying this whole thing. Like, we're like, which one is that one? I beg, let's go to school. Some of us were just seeing it as, let us cuckoo rest. It's holiday. The world has, let us rest. Let's use this holiday and rest after 2 weeks. Because most countries started with lockdown of 2 weeks. Because that was how we just thought, okay, 2 weeks and then we'll all go back to normal. It's just rest. So after the denial phase, the next phase that we all had to now go through was anxiety. This one was the peak. We all started checking charts. How many people is infected? How many people have died? I was so paranoid that period that if I call you and you're not on your nose mask, you are in trouble with me. I remember having so many fallouts with my family members, my mom, my siblings. I'll be like, Mommy, why are you not wearing your nose mask now? But you're not in the house. I was so anxious. I was thinking about myself, thinking about my family. I would check World Health, I would check news, I would check HKA, the anxiety was so much. There's some days you go to school, I'm naturally a talker, right? So it got to me when I would go to school and I can count the number of words I had from morning till night. Why? Because I don't want to talk to anybody. Why? Coronavirus. You got to a point where you see a human being, and normally, rather than for you to see a human being and the first thing that comes to your mind is to greet the person, to farms, this time around you see somebody, the first thing that comes to your mind is to cover nose masks, to prevent. So it looks like we're all beginning to be anti-human. And it was getting to so many of us, right? Man, in this phase, I have heard of people who have gone through anxiety, like terrible one, depression. It came with so much mental health issues, and I was so happy that there was so much mental health awareness going on in this period, during that phase. And then the last phase that so many people are on now is the phase of it is what it is. People are now like, this life, I can't kill myself. People are now like, it's between God and your immune system. People are now like, well, you can't do more than this. Everybody is just like, I have someone that said we are literally coexisting with the virus. And if you look at it, past like that's literally what it looks like, that we are all just trying to coexist with the virus, because this virus is more like it's a battle between economy and the public health. You cannot just tell everybody to stay at home. The economy is going to suffer. Neither can you just tell everybody to start going out. Public health will suffer. So it's not so much of a beautiful time to be a leader now, because you're tied between public health and economy, and bringing that balance, striking that balance to the whole thing, it's definitely not as easy as we all think it is. Now, what really triggered this video, guys? What triggered this video was, I went on Facebook one day. Some of you may know who MC Charles is. He's a very popular MC. He's based in the US, I think. He's also like a comedian and all those things. And he made a post it got a lot of reaction, likes, comments, shares, and all those things. And that post read, if you know that if they bring an antibody test for you to do now, you would test positive, line up in the comment section. And so many people were just like, I think so. And it just reminded me of one day during our virtual class over here, post-COVID days, obviously virtual. And the professor asked, if you know that in this pandemic you felt a certain kind of way, but you waved it off. And if you just feel like they bring an antibody test now and they tell you your antibody test is positive, you will not be surprised. Hands up, guys. All of us hands up. We're handsing up. And it just kind of struck a bell in my head, like, we're all going through a lot. Antibody, I will just explain how antibody test works, guys. Antibody is more like, if you've been infected with a virus, more often than not, your body, produces antibodies. So that's why we are saying that if you test positive to an antibody, it means that you were infected and probably you did not know. That's the case of people who are asymptotic. Is it asymptotic or asymptotic? As in, they didn't really show symptoms, or probably you knew and you waved it off as stress, you waved it off as malaria, you waved it off as so many things. But one major thing that this whole thing brought to my mind was 2019. Guys, if there was coronavirus in 2019, I am very sure that I would have said I had it. But it wasn't in 2019, so I don't know. What happened was, when I was very sick, but when I was sick that last year, I had virtually almost all these symptoms. Cold, headache, fever, fatigue, shortness of breath, everything. So there would have been no way I would have ruled off COVID-19. But then it wasn't COVID-19, because there was no COVID-19 in 2019, right? But in retrospect, I have some of my friends that feel like I was just being anxious. Now, I fell ill, and you know how you fall ill and you're marking in your head that last I must be well before 2 weeks or 2 months and all those kind of things, right? Before 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks comes and go and you're not fine, and you begin to be paranoid, you begin to be anxious, you see Google. If you Google something, is it Google or Google? If you Google something when you're sick, headache, it's like you don't want to get well, because the kind of things they will show you, every chronic illness you are scared of has headache. Yes. So I wasn't better with the time span I wanted to be better. And so once I started feeling very paranoid, I was Googling my symptoms and I wasn't happy. So it got me really anxious. And so my friends are telling me that, most of my friends, when I go with, told me that I basically was seeing so many symptoms because I became anxious. So it was not about the sickness anymore. It was about my anxiety. That's the state of my mind at the point. So this now takes me to coronavirus this year. Now, there are so many people who, because of anxiety, they are beginning to see symptoms. Now, am I saying that all symptoms are because of anxiety? No. Am I also saying that all symptoms are not because of anxiety? No. I'm just saying that you'll be fine. whatever is happening right now in the world, it's new to everybody. There is no single person that planned for this phase. So many people are drained. So many people kept getting mails of, we are sorry, we are sorry, we are sorry, cancelled trips, cancelled conferences, cancelled this, cancelled so many things that made them rule out 2020 generally. And so many people went through dark phases, dark space. Some people are still in that ditch mentally. But I'm just here to tell you that don't be hard on yourself. Don't try to put timelines. Let's assume that you had put yourself in a space that, oh, by 2020, I must achieve this, I must travel for my program, I must do like this. And then coronavirus happened, you couldn't get your visa, you couldn't work, or you've already gotten the visa, but you couldn't travel, and all those things, and you just feel really stuck, really drained. My dear, I want to let you know that this is new to everybody, the entire world, and you should just be very careful about your mind and your mental health, because if you get to a point where you're overly anxious and all that, you could start seeing the same symptoms, as in the exact same symptoms side by side. You talk to someone, and be very careful about people you talk to this period. There are people you talk to and they are very insensitive, right? And they make you feel like, this one. Is that why you're feeling like this? Just be careful. Be very, very conscious about your mental health more than ever before now. Please be very careful about your mental health. It's very important. And this is me just saying that thank God there was no COVID-19 in 2019, because I'm very sure I would have thought that the way I felt was because of it. But now I know better that I was anxious. The truth is, there was this period I was really anxious, like I said, about the coronavirus, guys. And if I'm going to school, I'm checking my breath. Is this how I used to breathe? Is this how I don't used to breathe? I'm not breathing fine now. There is no way you're checking. Normally, you don't check your breath like that too. There's no way you are checking your breath that it will not now start doing kwekwe. So sometimes out of anxiety, we start questioning things that we normally don't question, and then you start to see symptoms that you're not supposed to see. So do your part, and don't forget to leave the rest to God. And one of the things that we all remove, yes, wash your hand, wear your nose masks, don't go to crowded places, stay how many meters apart as per social distancing. But I would like to add something else. Watch your mental health. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button. Like always, I will add, it's completely free. It only means that you get to keep seeing more of my videos. When I post them, you're notified that I posted a video. You could also click the notification bell beside the subscribe button, so that once I post a video, YouTube notifies you that Chilo Talks has posted a video. Go and watch it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now, and see you next time on Chilo Talks.